interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's going on, everyone? It is the Mouth from the South, and the UFC have just confirmed what is going to be one of the biggest fights of 2020. Kamaru Usman against Jorge Masvidal for the welterweight title. Now, obviously, Jorge is already the BMF champion, and Usman is the welterweight champion. And I tell you what, this is going to be one hell of a dogfight. Now, the fight is set for Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, obviously. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be one hell of a scrap. It is going to be just an all-out war between the two. Usman is a killer, but he is all-round such a great fighter. And his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is seriously going to help him in this fight. That's without a doubt, because we've not seen Masvidal's ground game be tested all that much. Yes, we've seen him on the ground and stuff, and like in the fight with Diaz, he definitely went down, but Diaz is an all-round brawler, whereas Usman is primarily a wrestler. But the guy can also bang. I mean, out of his 17 fights, he's had 7 by knockout, 1 by submission, and 8 by decision. Only 1 loss, which was by submission, so we've never seen the guy slept. Whereas, let's look at Masvidal's record, where obviously Masvidal is the more experienced of the two fighters when it comes to actual fights. He's got a professional boxing record of 1-0, kickboxing record of 1-0. He's had 48 total MMA fights, of which he's won 35, 16 by knockout, 2 by submission, 17 by decision. However, he has had 13 losses, 1 by knockout, 2 by submission, and 10 by decision. Now, obviously, Jorge Masvidal really made a name for himself in 2019. 2019 was his year, absolutely silencing Ben Askren with one of the best knockouts you will ever see.
One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see!
And the fastest knockout in UFC history, as well as absolutely baptizing Darren Till with that awesome knockout, in which Darren Till was a feared fighter. Like, Darren Till, the gorilla, he's a fucking beast. He knows how to bang. And for him to get sparked the way he did, and the way he fell stiff as a board, like, that happened in England as well. That was mad. That was mental. And then for Masvidal to... First off, for Masvidal to get the nod from Diaz as, like, one of the last gangsters in MMA, that's a huge rub for Masvidal. And obviously that fight, which got stopped stupidly early by a stupid doctor's decision. Like, the doctor stopped it because of the cut that wasn't causing Nate that many problems. I mean, like, it wasn't directly on the eyebrow. It was, like, around here, which, yes, it's by the eye, but it wasn't causing Nate that many problems. And we've seen much worse injuries in an MMA octagon, in a ring, in Pride and stuff. And I don't think the doctor needed to stop it when he did. And obviously it sucks that, you know, that fight had to end as it did. However, if you actually look at that fight, it is very clear that Masvidal is winning the entire fight. At no point does it look like Diaz is winning a round, in my opinion. Like, it was a great fight while it was going on. However, I think Masvidal took every round that he was in. Now, if you look at Usman's record, however, the guy seems to be unstoppable. Just look at his record. It goes win, loss, win, 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 and just non-stop. And some of the names on there, I mean, Leon Edwards, Damian Maia, Rafael Dos Anjos, Tyron Woodley, Colby Covington. These are experienced guys, and he has fought some badass motherfuckers in his time in the ring. And Usman is such a trained killer. Like, he is a dog. That man is feared. There's a reason he's on this streak that he is. And he's made such a name for himself. And when he wins fights by decision, it's always unanimous. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or bad scoring like we've seen with so many MMA fights. No, look. Colby Covington, TKO. And then Tyron Woodley, decision, unanimous. Rafael Dos Anjos, decision, unanimous. Damian Maia, decision, unanimous. Every single one is unanimous. The only majority decision that he's got is in an exhibition match, which was his first ever fight. Aside from that, everything, absolutely everything, is unanimous. And as I said, the only time we have seen Usman lose is by a submission. Now, does Jorge have what it takes to chin Usman? Quite possibly. Jorge undoubtedly has power, and the guy is hard to fight. He's such a dog. I mean, if you look at his street fights, he was fighting guys so much bigger than him. But he's also a very, very sound boxer with a pretty decent wrestling and ground game. And if I believe if Jorge catches anyone clean enough, he can put them to sleep. There is definitely power in those hands and in those knees and in those kicks. Like, he is a feared fighter on the feet. So, in my opinion, Usman, the only way he wins this is by getting Jorge on the ground, out wrestling him. I don't think Usman is going to be able to outstrike Masvidal at all, in my humble opinion. But that's something we'll just have to wait and see at Fight Island. So, Masvidal versus Usman. Let me know who you've got down in the comments. I personally am going for Masvidal. There's probably a bit of bias in there as well, as Masvidal is one of my favourite fighters. The guy's just a gangster, and he's just got such a no-care attitude. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything. Speaking out against the UFC over pay, just saying he wanted to hurt Ben Askren because he wanted to. And we all know the super necessary and the and had to give him the 3-piece. Goddamn. Usman, however, though, he's definitely in this fight 100%. But could we see Masvidal gain champ status by becoming the holder of the BMF title as well as the welterweight title? We'll have to wait and see for UFC Fight Island. Now, if you're interested, please hit the motherfucking subscribe button. Consider my Patreon, that's down below as well. You gain a load of cool stuff. I will be covering all sorts of MMA, boxing, because we've got Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, and that's going to be one hell of a fight in August. Going to be covering it all on my channel. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Just naughty things in the comments down below. You've been wonderful people. I've been the man from the south. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace out.